What's going on, Packers fans? Eddie here from the Beers and Ball Show. And today I want to talk about our new defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. And I kind of want to go on a little bit rabbit hole, race, trying to figure out how is he going to use this three high safety they had in Arizona last year and kind of convert it and how it looks for the Green Bay Packers. So if you watch any tape from the Arizona Cardinals last year, especially after week 8, their defense transformed with this three high safety look. And it's kind of more of a college style look. I've seen some colleges teams using it, very few NFL teams using it. And I think that's going to be the next evolution in football. And, in this Packers sense, you would say, hey, Eddie, they already played three safeties because Javon Bullard's a nickel. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. But in this instance, it'll be three high safeties. So how the Arizona Cardinals used it was they had their typical back-end safeties who played that predominantly. And they also had Budda Baker right in between, smack dab in the middle of both of them. And that allowed them to kind of use him as a wild card linebacker, for example, because they have to take one of the two linebackers off the field. And the Packers are going to have to decide who is that going to be, Edgerrin Cooper, Zaire Franklin. I see no way in shape they take Edgerrin Cooper off the field. But as we move forward, who's going to kind of play those top three safety roles for the Green Bay Packers? And I think it'll be Evan Williams as an outside, Xavier McKinney as the other. I think Javon Bullard plays this spot perfectly because he's not Budda Baker. I mean, Budda Baker has his own accolades. He's a very established, very highly touted safety. But Javon Bullard plays with that same style. Downhill, I'm going to make you feel this. I'm going to make you feel this pain I'm about to drive to you in this tackle, X, Y, and Z. And Javon Bullard is so talented. He took a huge jump last year, the year before in the offseason, going into this past season, and I expect him to only play at a higher level. Now, there are some weaknesses to this three high safety defense. It's because you only have three down linemen. You're very susceptible against the run. But I think in different spurts, this defense can create a lot of turnovers that the Packers so desperately needed last year. And I think it's going to work very well because it could also be a fantastic blitz look. Now, I went back and I watched a lot of the Arizona Cardinals defense play. They showed a lot of what is now called the nickel double mug, where they had the linebackers and an extra safety bowled up there right at the center, and they still had that three high safety look. And you're asking a lot out of one player to cover that much space, but it can create absolute panic because you can do whatever you want. It's like they're showing the same defense every single time, but you don't know if it's cover 6. You don't know if it's cover 2. You don't know if it's cover 4 match. And Jonathan Gannon loves match, so disguising along with match is perfect for this system. Because the Arizona Cardinals, again, I said it again, they were so bad last year. And then week 8 came, and they ran that, and they were getting turnovers after turnovers after turnovers. And they ended up being one of the better defenses in the league post week 8 in the NFL. And there was reasons for that. And I think position by position, there's a good argument. Packers are head and shoulders defense better, especially when you add Michael Parsons into the mix. On a 3-down lineman, Parsons, Lucas Van Ness, and either Hargraves, Wyatt, and McClellan, we're going to get to the quarterback with 3 because Parsons is that good. But then you can also facilitate Edgerrin Cooper running downhill right up the center. Go right at the center on a blitz. Just send them. We've been crying for it for about like a year. Blitz Edgerrin Cooper. Blitz him. Let him go. Let him elevate. Go make plays. He's going to be an all-pro this year. Just let him go play. And it really allows players as well to, in the system, from what I watch and what I've gathered in this system, is you're letting these guys just play in space because you are taking away the explosives because you have your 2 high safeties. So that Matt LaFleur, that checks your box. You want to take away explosives. This does that. But then you can also get so creative. And Jeff Hafley did a great job last year with Micah Parsons, but then he kind of came complacent and didn't want to get exotic with his blitzes. And I think Jonathan Gannon can get exotic with his blitzes with still only sending 4 or 5, because that transitions into the next point that he brings where you still have those 3 safeties on the field, and that's the 3-3-5. Whether you want to talk about Mint, whether you want to talk about Penny, whichever one it is, it's, basically 3 down linemen, 5 linebackers, and 5, corners or defensive backs. And in this look, you can put Edgerrin Cooper on the outside, keep Zaire Franklin on the field. And instead of that typical nickel corner, you can have Bullard in the middle patrolling the field. Because this all predicates on Javon Bullard. And if I'm going to bet on a horse, I'm betting on Javon Bullard to have a big year this year. There were so many games last year where he brought it. Every game. We specifically look at the Denver game. When it was kind of walking through mud, Javon Bullard was running through walls to make tackles. And he's consistently, week after week, getting better. And when you have a player of Javon Bullard's talent and you can just say, go play instinctual football, we're going to see him just explode with talent, accolades, everything. He's going to play at his best. And that's all a defensive coordinator is supposed to do. In this case, it's Jimmy's and Joe's, not X's and O's, because everybody can run a cover 6. Everybody can run a cover 2, but it's the guys you have there that can just execute at such a high level, and that's Javon Bullard. And I think he is going to be the biggest X factor in this secondary. He is going to be the Swiss Army knife for Jonathan Gannon this year. And I'm so excited to see what they're going to be able to put together in this system. And it's going to cause so much post-snap panic because it's going to look like this, but then by the time the quarterback snaps the ball, gets the ball, it's going to be something completely different. This really unlocks everything for this defense, especially, they said it's more 3-4, but Jonathan Gannon said it to himself. It's who the players I have. And he's got a lot of really good Jimmys and Joes on that defensive side of the field. And I'm thrilled. I want to hear what you guys think. Have you guys really looked much into Jonathan Gannon's, multiple defense, these 3-4s, these 4-3 looks he has, the 3-3-5 wise? We already saw it before he deployed it already in a mini camp, and Edgerrin Cooper was on the outside. And I was like, oh, I love that. Anything to get Edgerrin Cooper more involved in the game, I'm with. And he has so many of those guys. Brandon Cisse could be one of those guys where you just want to get them involved in any way possible. And Jonathan Gannon, he's shown that he's able to do this for so many reasons. There's two guys that used to be coached by Jonathan Gannon, came here because of Jonathan Gannon. And that's doing something right. So I am above and beyond just thrilled. Cannot wait to see what Jonathan Gannon got going on, especially with his 3 high safeties. That's something I'm going to be looking at every game, and especially coming up in training camp. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. Again, let us know down below. What do you think about that? What do you think about this 3 high safety look and how Jonathan Gannon is going to deploy? And who do you think is going to be in the specific roles? You think Brandon Cisse is going to be an outside corner? You think he's going to be a slot? You think he could maybe even play that rover position, I guess is what they would call it, or star position of Javon Bullard? Let us know down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, go Pack Go.